pit.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at VRA, and I don't know where you are or if you're in the UK, but the size of the snowflakes that are falling out of the sky around here, I've never seen anything like it. It's like almost like snowballs are falling out of the sky. Never mind, let's focus on VRA for the time being. So, VRA, one of my favourite KuCoin gems really, or KuCoin tradable charts. As far as spot is concerned, I wouldn't suggest anybody try and do futures trading on this one. I mean, it's up to you what you do, but especially at the moment as we are not in an alt season, this is just going to be more volatile and more painful than anything. You might even have a good setup on VRA, and it's not guaranteed to play out to a larger extent because Bitcoin won't permit it, Bitcoin being especially weak at the moment. But as far as dollar cost averaging into something is concerned, we are approaching stage 1, the 6,000 sat zone. Historically, this has had some significance, bouncing around here, effectively bouncing around here, bit of time below it and bouncing around here. So if we look at the lower portion, because I know we're attempting to get to that 6,000 sat zone now, we can go down to 5,000 sats. This gels really well, not just on a horizontal trend line, but on the fact that we're talking like round numbers, 6,000, 5,000. Nothing against people who trade, armchair traders. I am, of course, one of them. But when it comes to round numbers, they seem to, they hold a lot of weight. So 6,000 sats seems to work. 5,000 sat would appear to work. And just for fun, should we have a look at what 4,000 sats looks like? Any supports? Not so much. But it's a little bit. But we'll be pushing it really. But yeah, 6,000 sats dollar cost average. 5,000 sats dollar cost average. But remember, when it comes to actually looking for trades that have instant gratification to it, you might get a decent bounce out of this, maybe from 6,000 or from 5,000, but if you're looking for a long-term continuation on VRA, you might be looking for a little while. The state of the Bitcoin dominance chart at the moment does not look like it wants to continue to go down much. It definitely prefers an uptrend, I would say. There might be a little bit of a battle between Bitcoin and altcoins in the short term, but generally speaking, it does look like it wants to go up. So whether that means everything goes down and Bitcoin holds its value more than altcoins, one scenario, or Bitcoin does a major reversal. We're entertaining the idea of that potentially taking place over the next the next month or two. One of the main components to that would be to look at the weekly money flow index. And again, this isn't something that you should hold an enormous amount of weight on, but it is pretty interesting. Historically, this has had I suppose dodgy reads. From here to here, this money flow index bounce gave 100% in price action, so doubled your money. This gave about a 30% and then came down, and this down came with a 50% retrace from the entry point, so it would have been a bad call. Outside of that anomaly, the majority, if not all of these money flow index pullbacks and lows yielded nice big uptrends. And this is historically lower than we've seen on the Binance chart. I'll have to backtest it versus its Bitstamp chart or something like that, but it's pretty low there. It's the lowest it's ever been. So turning around from this point, it should have a sustained move. So it does make you think that potentially when Bitcoin does turn around, maybe next month or the month after that, which is my general prediction, that the uptrend will be significant and sustained. So that means maybe it will outperform altcoins until it reaches a significant level on the Bitcoin dominance chart, which if we go over here, the Bitcoin dominance chart, at the moment we are looking to break the 200 exponential, about 43.3% dominance. But the main thing would be to view this on a weekly, and we'll just take off all these indicators. It makes it a lot easier just to see. We've got an area here, 48% dominant, potentially find a rejection there. It is pretty bullish though, so I would expect breaking up into the 50s, 52 to maybe even 58, and that's where an alt season would begin. Now, it doesn't mean that buying VRA at 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 sats, like I say, dollar cost averaging into it isn't a bad idea. It just means that you might be sitting around in that trade for a prolonged period of time, waiting for this to actually continue. And VRA is a different kettle of fish to what it used to be. If we measure this out from the bottom to the top, from the peak to peak, it's almost a 10,000% move there. Not that many people will have done that, or maybe no one ever did do that, but it is a big move there versus its Bitcoin parent. So that's a lot back of your Bitcoins, That's a decent return. It was a smaller cap coin there though, so you'll see this all the time with KuCoin charts, that they're able to do massive big moves. We saw it on RLY just recently. It's normally to do with thin order books, small market caps, and then larger inflows of money creating bigger green candles, because the order books are basically, it's the imbalance of the order book which either creates a red or a green candle, right? So the larger the market cap, the larger the 24-hour trading volume, the less that you will see as far as moves up and moves down, unless of course huge amounts of money comes into it. Now, it's not available on Coinbase, it's not available on Binance. They would have an effect. I'm not saying that that's in the pipeline. There was rumours and evidence to back it that VRA is primed to come onto Binance at some point. That would definitely help. Although people are migrating out of Binance into KuCoin, because they don't like the KYC. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to trade crypto seriously, you might as well do KYC. Any exchange which it wants to stand the test of time will do what Binance do. So I would suggest, don't get afraid of KYC. Do it. Just do it. It's normal. If you ever traded traditional markets, you have to do that anyway, and more. So it's the nature of it. We've been given we've been blessed with the potential to trade in extremely epic charts with massive gains. So what's a few little bits and bobs being uploaded to an exchange? No big deal. But yeah, anyway, people are migrating out of Binance, and so you might see less of an effect, but you would certainly see an effect anyway. Anyway, that is stuff that can't be seen on this chart. For the moment, it is more or less about dollar cost averaging into these specific zones versus its Bitcoin pair. Look at the state of that. Oh dear. So I mean, like I say, it is a matter of risk to reward and time. At the moment, this is still an uptrend: high, lower high. So a higher low, higher high. Currently still higher low. Even if we were to come back down to revisit the 5,000 sats, it would still be very much an uptrend versus its Bitcoin pair. But there is no buy signals on it. You're simply just dollar cost averaging into it. And that's more or less what I did down here. This was based on the overall market turning around. There was a lag for VRA, so we saw all these other small cap coins that we were watching move. And they were doing, some were doing 200 or 400% moves, and VRA was basically sat still, wasn't doing anything. So it was more of an educated guess that it was going to move, and it ended up outperforming the other small caps that we were watching at the time. So if you wanted to sit and wait for the market to overall turn around, that would probably be the most safest way to deal with this. However, if you're looking to stack up on VRA, 6,000 and 5,000 sats seems like an appropriate place, because this is still an uptrend as far as the chart is concerned. Right, I am going to leave it with you there. There's no point in delving too deep in this. I would stay away from the futures trading when it comes to VRA. There's absolutely no point to even try doing that sort of thing while the market looks this way. If we're in an alt season, absolutely no problem with you trying to do something like that, but other than that, just stay clear of it. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day, good evening, and if you want to join the Patreon or use any of my affiliate links that will give you benefits for all the exchanges known to man, I've got tons of them now, feel free to delve into the comments below. Don't search for me on any other Telegram or anything like that, because you'll just find scammers pretending to be me. As small as my YouTube channel is, I have scammers pretend to be me all the time, so unless you found the links in my description, they're not anything to do with me, so just leave them alone. Right, have a nice day, take it easy.